Members of the committee, I'm Mike Hansen, resident of South Portland, here to speak regarding LD 673 and 702. I've worked full-time as a server for my entire career, love the income, very flexible, and it helps me pay my mortgage. We are able to buy houses. So after question 4 passed, I did my own research to see how this change would affect me, and my conclusion is that removing the tip credit will undoubtedly have a negative effect on restaurant workers. Advocates of the change claim that tipping won't be affected, but I have data and testimony from restaurants in all the non-tip credit states that disagree. You're forcing owners to give a raise to the positions that customarily earn the most, the ones that have the highest earning ceiling. Everyone here will tell you that the kitchen is where the most underpaid positions in the restaurants are. Most kitchen staff makes slightly over minimum wage, but they still make notably less than servers and bartenders. I think their first expert witness even admitted his servers make $30 an hour. So why are servers getting a $1 raise each year? It just doesn't make sense. Forcing owners to budget a raise to the highest earners is offensive to the back-of-house workers. The opposition maintains that servers and bartenders average $9.38 an hour is the basis of this debate. But if this number were true, given how many servers have told me they make more than $15, $20 an hour, this would mean a large portion of servers somewhere in Maine habitually earn less than minimum wage, which I've never heard of and is illegal, so obviously there's something wrong with their numbers. Looking at the numbers, you'll see that they use the median salary instead of the mean, which is not typically what people use as the average, but it's 23% less than the mean, so it creates the bias that this issue is more dire than it actually is. But if you imagine this survey does have accurate numbers, this same survey also claims that servers average more than bartenders. If you keep reading, it says that a bartender helper gets 20 cents more an hour than a bartender. It says that positions such as dishwashers, food prep cooks, hosts, hostesses, every type of cook, including fast food cooks, make more than a server or a bartender. You don't need intimate restaurant knowledge to know that's simply not true. The numbers aren't based on W-2 or earnings, but instead a survey based off of guesswork and averaging. They don't hold any statistically relevant information. They're not a valid representation of server income, and the fact that they've been repeated for months as truth is just ridiculous. They'll look at other states and say that minimum wage was raised and the average wages have gone up. Well, of course it did. This happens universally, everywhere. When you raise the minimum wage, people earn more. It stimulates the economy. People go out to eat more. You have the research, the math, the lifelong owners, experts of various industries, and a preponderance of servers here today who have been here for 6-7 hours waiting just to say their piece, telling you this will result in less wages, less jobs, numerous restaurant complications. If the tip credit isn't reinstated, you hurt the very people you're trying to help, and it causes severe life changes for all of us. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you very much. Senator Langley.
Thank you, Mr. Hansen, for coming down. You throw a lot of numbers around. By also being a server, do you have any work in the financial industry? Or
I do. About 6 months ago, I just started an intern doing accounting work. I like math.
Numbers?
Yeah, I like math.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's why, like I said, I've looked at numerous statistics, surveys. I have piles here. I'd be happy to email all of you the links. You've got my email there. I can show you the numbers.
Thank you very much.
Can you just briefly tell us what you've got in that file?
Briefly, I've got multiple pieces from restaurants in Maine, multiple pieces from restaurants in the other states. I've got testimony from people in Maine. I have emails from myself trying to contact the opposition about these fallacies that have been met with absolute silence.
Any other questions? And you're going to leave that info with us, or that's your personal info?
If you'd like, I could email. That was the only one I had, but I could leave it with you if you prefer.
No, well, I don't want to take it. You might not get it back. But feel free to email us anything you'd like to, if you feel it will help us.
All right.
Thank you. Representative Asham?
Might you be available for the work session?
When is the work session?
Probably about 2 weeks from now. I think it is scheduled.
Yeah, I should be available for the work session given enough notice so I can get the time off from my jobs like I did today.
We'd probably like to have some of that information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is it the table on the back that you're concerned is inaccurate?
Yes, the table on the back of your statements, which comes from the BLS.gov website. I've got a link right at the bottom if you want to look at it.
Yeah. So, but you think this table is inaccurate or accurate?
I believe this is inaccurate. This is taken directly from their website, but the numbers just don't make sense. You ask anyone who knows about restaurants, they will tell you servers do not average $9.38 an hour. And they will tell you that the guy working at McDonald's probably doesn't average more than their bartender.
So your concern is that the government data on the federal government website from the reportable wages that they collect through payroll taxes is inaccurate?
I don't believe they collect the data through payroll taxes. I have a copy of the survey as well that they use to collect the data, and as some restaurant owners have told you, some just throw it out. It's optional. They don't get a lot of. I do not believe these numbers are at all representative, especially when you have hundreds, if not thousands, of servers telling you they're wrong.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And perhaps the Department of Labor, when we have them before us, will be able to shed some more light on this as well.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing a nod. Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right, you're welcome.
I think that's it for questions, correct?